This week I am talking about our ideas for local government and what that should mean. Ideally, what we'd like to see is what I call a stronger local government. That is, a government that actually takes more of an interest, more of an impact on the area that it has been elected to govern for. I'm talking about the district councils, city councils, county councils, but also the constituency MPs for each location. I think that the opinions of the residents of that particular area should have more weight with the people that they are elected to represent, including their own elected MP at Parliament. The things that people in, for example, the city where I live want, we have 2 MPs elected for different parts of the city. Those MPs should be taking our opinions to Parliament and representing them on our behalf there. And whilst that does sometimes happen a little bit, what I'd like to see is for it to be a much stronger, more important part of the way in which the government is run. In addition to which, of course, I'd like to see more of an impact had by the local council that we have here as well, and for them to be more accountable to the people that are voting for them. As it is at the moment, we vote for the party that we like, and then some stuff kind of happens and mostly no one really pays any attention. And at each local election, very few people actually bother voting because no one really cares what's going on. The Progress Party would be making an effort to change that. The idea is that our candidates for both the constituency MP and also for any local government roles on the council would be working hard within the local area. I mentioned last week about the idea of running different events, doing work around the community, raising money for good causes, things like that. I mean, why shouldn't we be doing that as well? If we are a group of people who want to do good for our local area, why not actually go out and do some good? Rather than just sitting around talking about it and coming up with ideas and policies and plans. Why not actually get out there and clean the park, or raise money for the charity, or, get out in support of local business? All these sorts of things that we could actually do. Whether we win the election or not, we could still do them. The other thing that's come up recently is a huge interest in this idea of proportional representation in Parliament, which in general I'm quite interested in. I'd like to see a system of government which gives smaller parties with more specific niche interests, more local area scope, to have a chance of standing alongside the larger national parties in Parliament. I'd like to see that as a thing that can happen. Where at the moment, literally the only parties that have any chance of winning are the ones that have control over a certain area of the country effectively. They have a huge regional dominance of a certain number of constituencies, which they win year after year. If we had a system whereby the government was determined by the number of votes, rather than by the area in which a party was popular, then you could have a larger number of smaller parties also coming up and being able to have some increased level of influence in the way government is run. The downside is that it would sever the link between the MP and their constituency entirely. As an example, 2010 election, the BNP, remember them, they're the guys that tried to ban all non-white British people from becoming registered members of the party, amongst other things. They got enough votes that they would have had 11 seats in Parliament under proportional representation, which 11 constituencies would be having a BNP MP in order to make up the numbers. Places that had given them at most about 15% and more likely 4 or 5% of the vote. these areas are being forced to have an MP that they didn't vote for, because people elsewhere across the country voted for them. So you're getting a constituency where you've elected someone as representative for your area who doesn't represent your area. One idea I've been thinking of that could help with that would be to replace what is currently the House of Lords, and currently not really doing very much after we stripped them of virtually all of their power, with a new body that would be completely proportionally elected, and have them alongside the constituency MPs who are elected for their local area, and have the two halves of the government run and elected separately and then working alongside each other. It's a policy for some way in the future, once we've resolved our main core issues that we are working towards. That way you have an area of the country which has elected a representative to Parliament, who can then go to Parliament and say, this is what the people in my area want, this is what they care about, this is what we should do for them. And effectively, if you have a national government that is proportionally elected, and also a bunch of MPs that are elected for their constituency, that then takes some of the pressure off of the constituency MPs to run the national government, that will give them more time to work on arranging details for their local area in conjunction with the city and county councils. But overall, what we want to see is more people having more of a say in what goes on in their community. Each different part of the country has different things that would benefit it, and more effort needs to be put into finding out what they are and making sure they happen, so that everyone across the country benefits from the policies put forward by the government on a national and local level. In addition to members of the party and people working on its behalf being able to contribute directly to the area,